Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, this is your political dietitian, Kenya Revolutionary, coming to you for another session. The final session for the day, I promise. This is going to be the Kipindi Chalala Salama. My hair is all over. I need to do something about my hair. But anyway, karibu. This is Kenya Revolutionary. Get in, chime in. I'm giving you time. If you're having coffee like me today, it's marathon. The marathon continues. Like the great Nip Hustle, say it. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, karibuni, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades. There's something that's happened. The streets is talking. Or should I say the streets are talking? The streets is talking. It is said that Baba Man, Raila Odinga, has officially broke up the relationship with his bro, Uhuru Keyatta. I don't know how true that is, but Baba's close allies are spilling the beans on Twitter and everywhere else. It's trending, actually, that Raila Odinga has left Uhuru Keyatta for who? For Baba Shalin, William Samoei Ruto. Karibu sana. Get in. Politics is getting crazier by the day in Kenya. Now, we remember there was a time when Ruto was blaming Uhuru Keyatta for financing all this mandamano and all this stuff. Then he left Uhuru Keyatta. He started saying, oh, it's the Russians. Mwaura told us it's the Russians. Mara, it's a foreign entities. Mara, sijui sasa ni Ford Foundation. Mara, sijui wakina Miguna is behind this. Mara, sijui wakina Gaito Francis is behind this. People are getting kidnapped. It's getting spooky out here. So please, be careful, especially all of you who are in social media who are very vocal. Hey, this administration is desperate. And you know, if something is an animal is cornered, it strikes at whoever and whenever. Okay? Because they don't know what's going on. It's hitting them hard. Everyone has turned against them. Everybody's saying Ruto must go down. So they have to turn into self-preservation mode. Okay? Which means anybody that they suspect is behind this movement or is egging people on, they're coming for you. Like now, I just had Francis Gaito. They're looking for him. They're like, hey, we need to talk to you. So they try to get the other Gaito, the old gentleman who wrote an article which was controversial, and they abducted it. It was captured on a video. And, you know, after they were embarrassed about it, you know, they let him go and acted like, oh, you know, it was a mistaken identity. So Francis Gaito is in trouble. I mean, he's been looked at. But anyway, back to the topic. Is Azimio officially dead? Huh? Many people were saying, you know, that incident that happened when Kalonzo Musyoka was trying to give his press briefing, that was Azimio goons who did that. Now, Miguna is insinuating that the black, goons, what is called? Black people, not black people, but the goons that, Wale Majeshi or Raila, they're called what? Black something, you know? They're in the same subgroup with Ruto's abductors. They are working together. Now, even the Mandamano on Tuesday, the day before, a lot of Azimio folks, including Robert Alai and some unknown folks, were making TikToks and spreading the message on Twitter, saying that Gen Z tokeeni na mtaona. Like, they are basically warning them not to go and threatening them not to go to Nenio Mandamano. So there's questions that needs to be asked. What's really going on? What's really going on? Is Azimio dead? And if you look at Azimio folks, the people that combine the coalition itself, it's only ODM who really seems to be very vocal and eager to meet with the president to talk about the government and national unity. Martha Karua, from the get-go, said, I am not touching this with a 10 feet inch tall, whatever, pole. He's not messing with that whole idea of dialogue. Wamalwa came out today and said, listen, I'm not. Gen Z already spoke. Gen Z represent most of Kenyans, and they're saying no dialogue, no conversation. I'm not being part of it. And Kalonzo, you know, spoke out. See, Kalonzo, he tries to play both sides. You know, at first he went to KICC and, you know, he was like, oh, you know, but Gen Z, but then, you know, So they were accusing him. I'll read you Robert Alai tweets, because if you listen to Robert Alai tweets, he kind of it's as if he speaks for the inner ninio, ile maoni ya watu as ODM, ile what is being discussed on the inside. He spews it out on the outside through his Twitter page, and we shall go and read it. So let's discuss it. Let's see this. Let me start with this whole idea, that this whole thing that started today with the brouhaha that happened when Kalonzo Musyoka was about to read the press statement. And I was also very curious, why did he mention that Raila had to leave because he had an emergency meeting, which was kind of, to me, it's kind of like he set up, what's his name, Kalonzo. Because what was so important, I mean, I'm assuming that they had this planned out, that they'll meet at a certain place and talk about whatever they have to talk about, then give a press conference. And then all of a sudden he has something better to do than what was going on. No, I'm not buying it. So this probably was, it is rumored that that action by those goons were a clear indication to Kalonzo that, hey, listen, we are not messing with you. We don't trust you. You seem like you're still messing with Uhuru Keyatta. Remember, when it was mentioned that Raila was going to AU, remember, a week after that, because everyone was like, okay, so who's going to be the head of the Azimio? Who's going to take the mantle? Is it going to be Martha Karua, since she was deputizing Raila's position? Or is it going to be Kalonzo Musyoka, who had to step down for Martha Karua to take that role? So everyone was talking about that. But all in all, what I'm saying is this. Once Raila was announced that he was going to AU, a week after that, Kalonzo Musyoka met up with the Uhuru Keyatta and Moi's son, what's his name, Gideon Moi or whatever. They were somewhere in Ukambani somewhere, and they had a public rally. Okay, so it is believed that Musyoka is really a close ally of Uhuru Keyatta, and it seems like there's tension between Raila and the Raila, which is ODM guys, and Uhuru Kenyatta's guys, who are the Kionis, and so forth, so forth, so forth. So that is at Karibu Sana. So this is getting interesting. Azimio is probably cracking up, but this was expected, okay? Those guys just had this coalition to go after Ruto. If they were going to win, they would have stayed together. Now that they're losing and everyone has their own interest, they're showing their true colors. It's like, yeah, listen, it's not working. Let's go our ways. But it hasn't been officially announced, but the street is talking. People are saying that's what's happening. Baba has dumped Uhuru Keyatta. But we shall see. Let's read and listen and see the text and what people are saying. All right. Let's start by, let me play this video of this news clip of what happened today while Kalonzo was about to read his news conference. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your political dietitian. Please support the channel by just liking the video and subscribing to the video and putting your notification on. So every time I come in, you can always find me. I'm here every day. I'm here. I'm with you. I'm not going to leave you. I will never leave you or forsake you. If you need political diet, I will have a prescription for you. I'll tell you what to eat and what not to eat and what to look out for. So, and I will put the link up there. If we have enough people, I'll put the link up there. So if you want to join the studio and give your verbalize your Nino, let me just use this from Raila. Utapike yote, I'll invite you. This is a free forum. But let's get started. Let me play the video. Then we can come back and analyze what's really happening over there. I and Yoyo Basi. Wacha tusikie hiyo news nini, alafu tuone what really went down and what's leading to why people are saying that Baba has already dumped Uhuru Keyatta, okay, who is the financier of this coalition. But let's see what's happening. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's the news clip. There you go. All right, let's run it.
Disrupted a meeting at the Jaramogi Odinga Foundation. The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance was holding a party group meeting and invited the media for a press conference. The event featuring a fallout and later fracas causing harm to journalists. George Maringa reports.
Wednesday afternoon. Initially, the invitation had indicated that ODM was to hold a PG/NEC meeting at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation offices in Upper Hill, Nairobi. A press conference was to be held at 1 p.m. Shortly afterwards, the media was alerted that there was going to be another PG meeting for the entire Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition at 2:30 p.m. and a media statement would be issued at 4 p.m. And for 2 hours, things reportedly got heated at the Azimio meeting. Reports further indicate that the high temperatures led to the Nairobi Senator and ODM Secretary General storming out of the said closed-door meeting. It is alleged that the Azimio members could not agree on the proposed dialogue by President William Ruto. Further reports indicate that Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka was agreeable with 6 issues raised by Gen Z. And when the leaders emerged for a press conference, ODM leader Raila Odinga was missing. It was Kalonzo Musyoka who read the statement, but his address was short-lived.
Who were maimed, injured, and who had their properties destroyed during the demonstration.
A few minutes later, things changed. This group of rowdy youth descended on the venue of the press conference, causing chaos as they chanted, heading towards the journalists who were recording the press conference. Journalists caught in the melee had to scamper for safety, with a handful escaping with injuries. The latest events once again bringing to the fore the unwarranted attacks on journalists in their work. Let it be remembered, in the words of English author Edward Bulwer Lytton in 1839, the pen is mightier than the sword. George Maringa, TV47, Nairobi.
I want to buy your house.
All right.
I can pay you cash for your.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right. We got that figured out. Okay. So they called in a press conference, and when they couldn't agree on whatever they were discussing, of course, allegedly, what's his name? Kalonzo came in with his proposal. He wanted some things that Gen Z were wanted, were requesting. The Gen Z's, irreducible minimums. And they could not see eye to eye with ODM. So Raila was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm out of here. He left. And so Nania Kasimamapo, Kalonzo was there, left, and was wanted to give a statement about what has, his stance and maybe the ODM stance. And a few minutes into his speech, there's the young folks who are like, okay, media tokeni hapa, and they started chasing the media away from the venue, violently throwing chairs towards the media. While they're the ones who called the media to come to this venue to actually film and anyway, whatever. So that happens. Anyway, so now what's interesting is the aftermath after this. Now, I will go to Robert Alai. Robert Alai is an MCA of Nairobi who has been posting some very funny stuff. This guy doesn't mince his words. He just, he doesn't care. But, let's just get what he's trying to talk about, because I think it's important to, just try to break down what he's trying to say. Robert Alai. Okay, let's look at his tweets. And he wasn't even trying to be diplomatic. He was throwing it out there, not giving a hoot of what's what and what's not. All right, let's get it. Here it is. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, here it is. Let me share this. Timothy Chiboy, karibu sana. I see you. I love it. Back Odinga mpaka harudishwe mkono. Okay. Anyway, let's see. All right, let's read Robert Alai's tweets and see what he says about the events. And he named some names. Like I say, he wasn't saying any complimentary. All right, here it is. The first, he just posted 37 minutes ago. That one I didn't see, but I'll read it anyways. Robert Alai saying, Kioni is talking like this while 3/4 of the Jubilee's MPs are in government of Kenya Kwanza. No, hii ni yako. What was he referring to? Of course, Kioni had said something. I don't know. I haven't even heard what Kioni said, but I will play it. Anyway, Kioni was saying, according to that, if you can see the screen there, he's saying the official position of Azimio is that we are not entering into any dialogue with UDA and not joining the government of William Ruto. We stand by the demands that have been put forward by Gen Z. Remember, Kioni, Kalonzo, and Musyoka, they have the same stand. They're saying, hey, listen, we are respecting what the Gen Z want. We are not entering into a dialogue with who? President. But Nani, ODM party, remember, they're the ones who came up with this, oh, we are going to have the dialogue. Then there was a clash on that. In fact, this morning, they came up with a press briefing and they posted in their Twitter saying that they're not looking for a dialogue. They're not in bed with Ruto, but they're looking for a what? A national conversation. Not dialogue, but conversation. I don't know what the difference. You guys learn English, please define it. But anyway, so I had after that, watu walisalimiwa in their WhatsApp group, watu wa ODM walisalimiwa. But anyways, they're maintaining their position. I'll come to that. Timothy Cheboy is telling me, kwani kuliendaje? Mtatoa Sakaja lini? That's a good question. What Sakaja nawapatia 200 million. Hata mtoa anytime soon. Hiyo do ni tamu sana. Thank you, Rene, for coming back. Yes, guys, thank you so for joining. Make sure you like, guys. Like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. It's very important. Like and put your notification on so you can algorithm ipate your video iende kwa Ruto na Robert Alai. Let's back to Robert Alai. So here's Kioni, what Kioni was saying. Let's listen to Kioni.
That we made that needs to be addressed.
Hold it, sorry.
Very quickly. I think it is good to just state that we have had a series of meetings as members of Azimio at different levels. And we may have been leading different scripts before the meetings that we had yesterday and the meeting that we had this afternoon. The official position of Azimio is that we are not entering into any dialogue with UDA. We are not joining the government of William Ruto. We stand by the demands that have been put forward by Gen Z. And we have demands that we made that needs to be addressed very, very quickly. I think it is good to just state that we have had a series of meetings as members of Azimio at different levels. And we may have been leading different scripts.
Okay, so all right, so we get the point. So Kioni says the official position for the Azimio folks is that there's no dialogue, okay? That's what Kioni said. And Robert Alai comes out and say, no, you're not talking for anybody. Wacha kutuambia mambo mingi. You are not going to talk about anybody. But listen, that's not where Robert Alai stopped. He said a bunch of stuff that were not. Let's see. I'll get to it. Let me get to it. Let me post other stuff. Let me show you other stuff that he was saying. And Robert Alai was not holding any prisoners. Okay. Here, he's taking no prisoners. That's what I mean. Okay. All right. Let's hear. First of all, let me take it back. There were some things that he said that were really crazy. All right. Here it is. Can you guys see the screen? I hope you can see the screen. Here is where he kind of drops the bomb and he's naming names and he doesn't care. I don't know who's advising this guy, but anyway, that's his mind. So Robert Alai says 3 hours ago, he says, how is it that Uhuru is playing this divide and manipulate card and thinks we in ODM will board that train without a fight? Thanks ODM youth for disrupting the nonsense. Azimio is dead. Now that's so crazy because he is just basically, he's saying that Azimio, ODM youth, you know, that's, who is advising this guy? He needs a lawyer. You just admitted that ODM youth are disruptive. The least they could have done is show respect to Kalonzo Musyoka. Even if they didn't want him to speak, please pass a note to him and tell him, hey, Kalonzo, not today. Why do that? Okay? Frank Kiminda, karibu sana, like the video and subscribe. He's saying Raila once said he cannot be in a government of thieves, and now he is happily joining the same hyenas to steal more meat with original hyena. Okay, so again, listen carefully. Robert Alai is saying, how is it that Uhuru is playing this divide and manipulate card and thinks we in ODM will board that train without a fight? Thanks ODM for disrupting the nonsense. Azimio is dead. Listen to me. Did you hear that? He's saying Azimio is dead. Azimio is dead. That's what he said. Azimio imekufa. What a shame. Okay. Now, before that, Governor Orengo also caught some bullets in the stray bullets in the Ninio in the works there. I'm talking about the proverbial bullet. Here's what Robert Alai said 4 hours ago. He said, Governor Orengo, decide if you want to be the stooge of Uhuru, please go. Don't try what you're trying. You will get a hard time in Siaya. Hey. And here it is, again, Robert Alai commenting on Cyprian Nyakundi's tweet where Cyprian said, just in, Kalonzo Musyoka chased and roughed up by men in black at Jaramogi Oginga Foundation. This is so unfortunate. I mean, I may not agree with Kalonzo Musyoka politically, but if Kalonzo Musyoka is in a coalition government with coalition party, party coalition with me, the last thing I would do is to, tell my goons to go disrupt his speech just because I disagree on a position. We disagree on something. Okay, that's the most disrespectful disrespect you can get. Disrespectful you can get. Okay, so and Alai is saying it explicitly, indicating, thanking the rowdy youth that disrupted Kalonzo Musyoka's speech. I mean, how low can you get? ODM, you should do better. Remember, I used to call ODM a terrorist organization. And I know most people were mad at me, but what I meant was, if you look at the classic definition of terrorism, is people who use intimidation and violence to achieve a political goal. And it's not different with Azimio. I mentioned it. Orengo, the so-called Orengo, had been publicly telling youth, anybody, that he will pay anybody and represent anybody that beats up, roughen up anybody in Nyanza province who does not represent ODM. I have it on tape. I made a video on that. You can go watch it. It's back there. Now, Renee is telling us the wickedness of words calling peaceful protesters names will not change the facts that change is truly needed. Absolutely. Change is needed and nothing will happen to that. So Robert Alai is not helping the the ODM folks. Okay. Now here he is. He also says again, he didn't stop today. I don't know if he was drunk while he was writing all this, but if I was his lawyer, I would call him and tell him, listen, take down those stuff. Take down whatever you're writing, because first of all, you are just exposing ODM to be a violent political party, because of course, you've just said congratulating the ODM youth for throwing chairs and chasing the journalist who you invited to come, broadcast the whole situation. Then you chased the co-principal of Azimio, who is Kalonzo Musyoka. Okay, so here is Robert Alai also writing something. Also, he saw Uhuru is using Kalonzo and Kioni plus other idlers to keep Raila and Ruto hostile to each other. As ODM, we will not allow the enmity that is convenient for Uhuru and his henchmen. We will go for national stability and harmony, whether it pleases Kalonzo and Uhuru, or I'm sorry, I have to finish this. Or where is it? Where am I? Yeah. We will go for the national stability and harmony, whether it pleases Kalonzo and Uhuru or not. Okay, so according to Alai, Uhuru is behind all this. Uhuru Keyatta is behind all this. That's what he's saying. Okay, All right, so he didn't stop there. So this is a clear indication. Let me take a sip of my coffee. It gets serious. This is a serious indication. Sorry, I was reading something. This is a serious indication that, first of all, ODM is making it quite clear that they don't see eye to eye with other political parties under this coalition umbrella. Obviously, they don't agree with Kalonzo, and they've disrespected him by allowing their youth, as Alai have said, allowing their youth to disrupt his speech. Okay? Number two, he didn't stop there. He said Azimio is dead. And not only that, he went ahead and trashed what Kioni was basically saying, which is, we did not agree as Azimio, our stand, but we as Jubilee, our stand is we have to respect what Gen Z were requesting, which I think it's a fair point. This is something that they should have discussed behind the curtain and get to an agreement of what they want to have a consensus, wakubaliane how they're going to deliver the speech, even if they come out and say, hey, we didn't see eye to eye, but respect other parties within the coalition taking the stance that they will be talking to Ruto. We stay out of it as Jubilee. That would have been kind of a reasonable way. But to invite Kalonzo Musyoka at Jaramogi Oginga, whatever center, invite the media. Then, since you guys haven't agreed on anything, you tell your youth to disrupt the speech by throwing the chairs and stuff. That is the most disrespectful thing you can do to your core principles. And not only that, here's a lie, comes out and write whatever he's writing, accusing Uhuru Keyatta of, being a divisive figure within this Azimio coalition. So now people are saying this thing is over. Azimio and the bromance between Azimio and within Raila Odinga and Uhuru Keyatta is over, because it seems, again, I mentioned, I was very suspicious right before Tuesday. Why was it that Raila Odinga, ODM members, supporters, co-supporters, first of all, they were not supporting the Gen Z protest. They were saying they were not going to participate in it. They were writing things that, Gen Z are just a bunch of spoiled kids. And they were saying that mkitoka, we'll meet you up in the streets. Intimidation, basically. Okay? Making it tribal, talking about, we've suffered. You see what I'm saying? So I was really kind of very skeptical. I was very suspicious of this as ODM folks. Why were they not supporting Gen Z? If really ODM cares about national unity, the least they can do is to agree with Gen Z and say, hey, listen, we should respect what these Gen Z people are saying, because Gen Z are basically vocalizing how majority of Kenyans feel about the state of affairs, whether it's the government, whether it's Ruto and the mess that this government has caused. So as opposition, they should be sympathizing or relating to what the Gen Z are saying, but they're not. They're simply saying, oh, you know what? They were actually working towards NADCO. Not only were they working towards NADCO, they were talking about dialogue and telling us about how they want to go form government, okay? Which is the gravest mistake you can ever make when the country is actually at a point on the brink of a revolution. So this shows that there's tension, especially now, between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Keyatta. Now, the Kalonzos, I mentioned, I remember I explained to you, Kalonzo is a close ally to Uhuru. I explained to you before. For those of you who are joining, I said it before. Once Raila announced that he was going to AU, the next week we saw Kalonzo and Gideon Moi and Uhuru Keyatta in Ukambani. Okay? So he is kind of ally with him. Kioni is basically Uhuru's mouthpiece. He's the Jubilee. Jubilee is Uhuru's vehicle, okay? Political vehicle, okay? So you can see that Martha Karua is out of it. Martha Karua, you can say, yeah, even though she's in the background up there, she's not even trying to mix up with this all nonsense. She's gone. She's gone. But we can also say that Martha Karua is also aligned with Uhuru Keyatta. Remember, she was part of the Limuru 3, and they voted Uhuru Keyatta as the king of the mountain. So, hey, do the math. So there's a division in between. It seems like the all coalition members, coalition members, are at odds with ODM. ODM is doing what? Is moving away from the coalition. That's why you saw Alai wrote there. He said, Azimio is dead. All right. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are joining right now, like the video, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Do that right now. Do not waste time. I know most of you have been listening in the background. You're not being involved. Please be involved once. You don't have to go to the studio. If you don't want to get to the studio, that's fine. You can listen. Maybe you're at work. You're not in a position where you can kind of chime in. If you can comment, you can comment. If you can't comment, that's fine too. But you can do one thing. Use that little finger and subscribe, and hit the like button and put your notification on, because I'm also here every day. We can talk about stuff, okay? But today we are talking about ODM. Azimio is officially dead. Robert Alai is telling us Azimio is dead, and he's giving us the receipts why they did what they did. ODM rushed the stage, kicked out the journalist, and kind of disrespected Kalonzo Musyoka. Like I said, doing that in front of Kalonzo Musyoka was not in good taste. I would never do that. Even if I disagree with him politically, that was just a no-no. Let's go to Miguna Miguna. Miguna Miguna had something to say too about this stuff. Let's go to it. Are we there? Okay. Let's get to it. Here it is. He has something 2 hours ago that is posted. Let's see here. Miguna says, in 2018, you declared court orders are pieces of paper and stated that those with court orders should line up behind Miguna. That was when Miguna was talking about, hey, listen. But anyway, well, they have not compensated me, nor the families of Msando, of the Ambombai, others. Stop your nonsense, con man. Hashtag Ruto must go. Okay? This he was responding to. Victims' protest must be compensated before dialogue. ODM insist. Yeah. All right. So basically, the past Winfred Mutai. What's Winfred Mutai saying? Winfred Mweni, sorry. Winfred Mweni is saying Raila changes today and tomorrow is a man not to trust. He wants handshake with Ruto. Yes, that's what it looks like. He's desperate for some kind of handshake. That's what it seems to be. Like he's trying so hard. He's trying to use different words. It's not dialogue. Now it's a conversation. It's a national conversation. Everybody's invited. Come, we talk. Come, peace. It's a national therapy session. Come all. We want to talk, but we just kind of want, once they showed their hand when Wandai told us that it's the right time to implement the NADCO thing, that's where they messed up. But they did not get it. Again, this is the arrogance, the assumption that people love you so much that this Gen Z were going to fall in line and say, okay, Baba, we agree with you. Go do whatever you have. We'll support you. Things done change. We are not boarding. Baba, go negotiate that seat with Ruto. We are not going to be part of it. We shall remove you, Ruto, and anyone else associated with that government. Anyway, Miguna goes on. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, and comrades. Here's what he said another 2 hours ago. Miguna Miguna says, Conman Raila Odinga and his men in black thugs. Yes, I forgot. The people that were disrupting that meeting at Jaramogi Odinga Center, whatever the case is, when Kalonzo was giving his speech, they are called Men in Black. Men in Black is the Azimio youths that are notoriously known to be causing chaos. These are the guys, the rough guys, that if they need some damage done, cars torched, people roughened up, properties damaged, Men in Black shows up. Kind of like Jeshi Lamze back in the day. If you are old enough, you remember that. They used to call it Jeshi Lamze, some guys who would come in and, they're the version. Politicians always had some political gangs. The Mungikis, Mungikis to the stream, but something similar to that. People who kind of cause mess in the streets. So, yeah. So, again, Miguna is saying Conman Raila Odinga and his Men in Black thugs are members of the same WhatsApp group with William Ruto and his abducting goons. the revolutionaries must teach them a lesson. So basically saying that the people that are abducting the abduction, that are carrying out these abductions, these funny abductions, whether you're a journalist or people of interest, if they feel that you have something to do with this revolution, they are the guys who are being targeted to be abducted. And he's saying that Men in Black, which is a youth wing of this ODM party who are known to, carry out these criminal acts, they are working in cahoots with Ruto. Okay, so that's what he's saying. Right, Rene. Rene is saying, stop using black for bad purpose. It will backfire. Yeah, it will. Yeah, so that's what Miguna is saying. And I'm still waiting for the Nation Africa to show me the cooked up evidence. The NIS and the DCI Kenya allege they have implicating me in the planning of the anti-finance bill 2024 protest. In as much as Rigathi is part of the irredeemably rotten KK regime, he was right about the incompetent and corrupt NIS director Nurjin Harji. Sorry. This is the same charlatan who took part in the abduction, illegal detention, torture, and forced exile in 2018. The corrupt and incompetent Nuruddin Haji is back again with tissues of fiction and nonsense. Someone should explain to tyrant and looting William Ruto that 2024 is not 1987 when Moi and his special branch thugs could manufacture fake stories and use them to criminalize patriotic Kenyans whose only crimes were their fearless fight against one party and one man rule, institutionalized culture of impunity, detention without trial, and plunder of our resources. We are not buying fear. We are not retreating. We will not surrender. So there you had Miguna. But anyway, to get to the main point is this. It seems like Azimio is breaking up. They cannot agree on this whole idea of meeting or working with Ruto. ODM is pushing hard to have some dialogue with Nino. Like I say, they can't hide it and they can't play around with words, calling it a national conversation, because already they told us one day, and I will play that again. I'll play it just for shits and giggles, and show you why these guys can no longer hide behind this. Now, the Gen Zs are very creative. The Gen Zs are actually going after. Remember Wanga when he came out and spoke in Luo and he was talking about, we Luos should not be part of this Mandamano because our kids have died and we never got anything. So it's time for us to actually join the Guinea and let others go die for the country. Young Luo Gen Zs said, no, Wanga, you cannot speak for us. This is not about tribe. This is tribeless. We are partyless. We are leaderless. And by the way, Wanga, you do not have any moral authority to preach to anyone about anything, because in Homa Bay, you are looting Homa Bay dry, okay? You are corrupt. And yeah, they have receipts. I have the well, I'll let the kids, the Gen Z, speak for themselves. Here is one of them. Let's hear it out. Are you ready? Okay, ndio hiyo basi. Here we go. Sorry guys, let me just
tutakubali Ruto must go, Wanga must go. Sisi kama Gen Z wa Homa Bay tunakataa kukula kiapo yenye gavana wa Homa Bay Gladys Wanga alikuwa anapeana. Tumekataa na tutakubali Ruto must go, Wanga must go. Tumekataa. Sisi kama Gen Z wa Homa Bay tunakataa kukula kiapo yenye gavana wa Homa Bay Gladys Wanga alikuwa anapeana. Tumekataa na tutakubali Ruto must go, Wanga must go. Tumekataa.
So there you go. She goes. Now, something interesting too. Let me mention this really quickly. Can you guys listen? This is very interesting news. I know it's kind of, it doesn't mean much, but I have to show you this. Yesterday, remember, on Tuesday when there was a Mandamano, yesterday, right? I mentioned that Ruto met up with the Irish Prime Minister. They signed a deal because he was trying to portray himself as being in charge. Everything is okay. Don't worry about the protest. He's trying to reassure the investors, international community, that everything is well and good. And they had to sign something with that Irish prime minister. Well. Today, that same Irish deputy prime minister, that is, was supposed to go to Mukuru to, for a visit or whatever the case. He canceled it. So here's the news says, Irish deputy prime minister cancels trip to Mukuru over murders. So I told you, even the international community are starting to see that, hey, listen, Kenya is out of hand. Kenya is not safe. This guy he doesn't have full control of what's happening in Kenya. And that's basically what he's saying. And it's not a good look for Ruto. It's not a good look for Ruto. Now, here's another guy who's been looked at when I'm Tafuta. He also have something. Let me just play this. Guys, are you ready? Ready? I have about 20 minutes. Okay, let's see here. Crap. If I can only play this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Let me try again. There you go.
So that what? You can continue to survive. And this is the thing. You're going to go home. And when you go, we will reconstruct this country.
Not related
to a country that respects people. And we will continue to occupy all the spaces that we can occupy. I don't think we will relent because you walk around with live bullets. Your time is coming. It's counted.
We shall hang you.
And we shall hang you mercilessly. In fact, we ask for no mercy. Keep shooting. But when our time comes, we shall not apologize for the terror. We won't apologize. You keep shooting.
This message goes to the government. There were bodies that were found in Kware Dam, and you people planted evidence where there was no evidence to make us look like fools. We ain't fools. We are not dumb. You planted the evidence so that you can make all the puppets go free. And Mr. President, you're the puppet of the show.
All right. So the pressure is mounting. Ruto has nowhere to go. He's in deep doo-doo. And like I said, I don't know if this guy is going to last any longer, especially if they keep on ramping up the pressure. So I don't know. This guy is now the Azimio is breaking up, and I think the biggest mistake Raila Odinga can make. I'm not a fan of Raila. I've never been a fan of him. Well, I'm lying. At some point I used to think that he was really. But I'm saying the biggest mistake he can actually make is to join in with the government. That is selling your people, selling your supporters. Because once serikali ikibadilishwa, you're not going to be on the good side of history. They will consider you part of that regime that was oppressing people, just like you saw. And I've said this. That's probably the reason why Raila Odinga lost the 2022 elections. Okay, because they saw him as part of Uhuru Keyatta's regime, and they sympathized with Ruto, and that's how he lost the elections. So I don't know what informs him to do such a thing, but he can only speak for himself. I don't know. I cannot speak for him. Anyway, apart from that, like I said, it seems like the whole coalition, it's over with. Imeisha, the whole video Imeisha. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, I'll keep it here. It's been a while. It's been 44 minutes, but I will play one more minute. One more thing. I played it earlier today, and I will play it again. I think this is the way forward, what we need to hear, because a lot of youths are thinking, what's the way forward? And here it is. Yes, JBJ, this is the last one, I promise, for the day. Just the last one. Kind of recapping what happened, and I just wanted to focus on this whole thing that was happening. Okay, let me just play this video one more time. I played it earlier. If you were here, you probably saw it, and you probably saw it there out there somewhere. So this is a video by Miguna. He was talking about the way forward, what we can do. And I think this is the way we can actually remove Ruto, maintain pressure, and let him go. Force him to resign. Here it is.
Good morning, patriots. Today, I'm going to speak to you as the general of the National Revolutionary Movement and the general of all the revolutionary forces. And as a tactical and strategic master, listen carefully. William Ruto is cornered. His back is against the wall. So he's going to act desperately. He's going to act desperately because he wants to cling to power. Now, we have to come up with strategies to defeat William Ruto in the most efficient, effective, and shortest possible time. So what do we need to do? Number one, when attacked at home for no reason, and attempts are made to abduct you, make noise and resist. Let members of the neighborhood come to your aid and repulse the goons. Abductions are illegal under the Constitution. Arrests, normal arrests in the regular manner, are legal, but only if they have a basis. You have a right to resist, you have a right to self-defense. So that's number one. Don't run away, don't cower, don't put your tail between your legs and simply go like a cow ready for slaughter. Number two, we need to spread William Ruto's goons thin throughout the country, which means that regardless of where you are, from north to south, east to west, you should rise up and protest everywhere, occupy everywhere. William Ruto has a maximum of 325,000 armed men and women. Not enough for 54 million Kenyans. Not enough to suppress a whole country. Spread them thin everywhere. Number two, we need to gather in huge numbers in major cities, starting with Nairobi. This gathering should be in one central place, like they did in Tahrir Square in Tunisia. And you need to make it one huge cavalcade with lots of people, 1 million plus. When you do that, and you do that consistently, and you do not disperse, and you stay there day after day, within 6 days, William Ruto will be no more. His forces will be gone. The international community will abandon him. The press that he is currently also brutalizing. For instance, I express my heartfelt condolences and also sympathies to those that William Ruto brutalized today and the journalists that he shot in Nakuru today. The media must rise up against William Ruto because he turned his guns against the media as much as he turned his guns against the civilians. The international community eventually, regardless of their location, will rise up against him because they don't want to be in the bad books of Kenyans. Number 5, I call upon the legal profession because I'm a lawyer, I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I practice law as a barrister and solicitor in Canada. The lawyers who are patriotic must rise up against William Ruto. Turn up in large numbers in your gowns and march, draped in Kenyan flags. Let the world see that William Ruto is going to treat the Kenyan flag as contraband, as a criminal garment. Let us expose William Ruto's autocratic, tyrannical DNA to the entire world. Let us expose William Ruto to the media, the international media, including the Githeri media in Kenya. Let us make sure that we expose William Ruto, we resist him, and we protest against him gallantly. Within 6 days of consistent daily protests, William Ruto will fall. The problem that I've seen with the current protests is that they're like flash floods. We do them one day, and then we allow him time to go and recuperate and rearm and stock his ammunition and hire more goons. We should not give him respite. We should not give him a breathing space. William Ruto has crossed the Rubicon. He has crossed the red line. He's reached a point of no return. He must fall, and he must fall now. Let us forget about our sectarian and parochial differences. Patriots must unite. And we cannot say that when William Ruto falls, there will be a vacuum. There will be no vacuum. Let nobody say that if William Ruto falls, that Gachagua is going to take power. William Ruto will fall with Gachagua, with Raila Odinga, and with all his collaborators. And when that happens, we will demand that the Chief Justice steps in and chairs the Transitional Council that will shepherd Kenya into a new republic, where we will have fresh elections with a reconstituted IBC, and we will overhaul the entire system that was set up by the colonialists and revolutionize and transform our systems of government, our economic systems, our social systems, our cultural mores. Kenya is ripe for a rebirth, and we must do this for the country. Don't ask me where I am. Don't ask me where I'm speaking from. That's sectarian parochialism, because the only people asking that question are people who want to abduct me, people who want to come and torture me and kill me. I've gone through many of those, starting from Moi's time up to now. Let no old men and women lie to you and sell fear to you that William Ruto has reformed, that now is the time to give him time. We don't want reforms. This is a revolution. We want a total, complete overhaul of the rotten colonial structures so that we can build fresh, people-friendly, and empowering structures for national rejuvenation. Viva! Power to the people.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready?
So there you go. Sorry, guys. So there's Miguna spoke. By the way, the police have issued a statement. Basically, police ban protests in Nairobi CBD and its surroundings, citing the difficulty in enforcing safety protocols due to leaderless approach that the protesters have. Say international security standards for public assembly require a designated leader to coordinate, collaborate. What the hell is this? Sorry. Let me just read this. If you just as this came out today, just 1 hour ago, something like that. Police ban protests in Nairobi CBD and its surrounding, citing the difficulty in enforcing safety protocols due to the leaderless approach that the protesters have. Say international security standards for public assembly require a designated leader to coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate with police for peaceful demonstrations. So basically, the police, yeah, Raila ameingia, nakwambia ameingia, alishaingia kitambo. So the National Police, the Office of the Inspector General, National Police Service, gave a press release saying that this is so ridiculous. It's a long, lengthy. Should I read it? Let me just. I got a few minutes that I should read. Okay, let me go ahead and maybe I should read it. Maybe I should read it. Let me read it. Julian Zabog. I'll read the whole thing. Basically, they're saying that they can't guarantee the safety of the protesters because these protesters are leaderless, and it requires that they have a designated place. Designated place is Uhuru Park. Didn't you read the hashtag occupy the Uhuru Park? So, and they're saying they have to have a leader who helps control, collaborate, and does coordinate this. So that's the reason why they're saying that they're panicking. These protests are becoming more. Serikali can feel it. They can feel the pressure, and it shows. Serikali are really feeling it. Let me just try to read this. Let me get it. If I can find it, I'll get it from Julian Zamboko. Okay, Julian Zamboko wrote that on his. Sorry. If I can only find it, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I can't find it. Okay, whatever. Crap. Anyway, National Police Service Kenya. All right, National Service. Ladies and gentlemen, and while I'm doing this, all right, I found it. They gave a press release. I will read it very quickly if I can. Okay, there you go. I've expanded it, so hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. Please take your time. Yes, it is a data game. I'll read this press conference, then I'll kind of, end it there. But before I leave, ladies and gentlemen, just subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Like the video so the algorithm can catch up on it. Can you just change? You work your content. But I will read this press release by the police service, which is kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen a press conference like this. Okay, so here it is. Office of the Inspector General, National Police Service. Press release, National Police Service headquarters for immediate release. Planned public demonstration by Kenya youths on July 18, 2024. Remember, tomorrow there's a Mandamano, Occupy Uhuru Park. So, they're writing, since the public demonstration by Kenyan youths, Gen Z, began in June this year, our county has experienced enormous losses. People have been injured, lives lost, property and business destroyed, and livelihoods lost. Criminals have continued to infiltrate the protesting groups, resulting in troubling trend of disorderly and destructive conduct. While the Constitution under Article 37 provides for the right peaceably and unarmed to assemble, to picket and demonstrate, and to present petitions to public authorities, the Constitution equally provides for the critical role that the National Police Service play in the national security of our country. In keeping with our constitutional role and in the interest of national security, we wish to inform the public that we have credible intelligence that organized criminal groups are planning to take advantage of the ongoing protests to execute their attacks, including looting. Acting on this information and in accordance with international security standards for public assemblies, which require a designated leader to coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate with police for peaceful demonstrations, the lack of designated leadership in previous demonstrations has made it difficult to enforce safety protocols. As a result, no demonstration will be permitted in the Nairobi Central Business District and its surroundings until further notice to ensure public safety. Oh my goodness, this is not good. We therefore appeal to all members of public to remain vigilant in crowded areas and to support our collective safety and security by sharing any information that may aid the police in crime detection and prevention. As a service, we wish to reiterate our commitment to partner with members of public and media to keep our country safe and secure for all of us. May God bless you all, fellow Kenyans, and may God bless our country. Signed by Douglas Kanja Kirocho, CBS, OGW, AG Inspector General, National Police Service, July 17, 2024. Ends. Okay? So this is ridiculous. So they're telling us basically that they have intelligence that they'll be looting tomorrow. So they've intelligence that people might be looting. So they're not allowing everybody to come to CBD. And because international standards of, I don't know, protesting standards or whatever, you have to have a leader and that coordinates with the It's bull crap. But anyway, tomorrow is Mandamano at Uhuru Park. Probably be a CBD too, but we'll see what happens. Banning people from going to CBD is just silly. But we'll wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I promise this is the last live stream for the day. But if you haven't subscribed, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe. Like, share, comment. And actually now you can, YouTube is letting me, if there are people who want to support the channel monetarily, you can do so. I'm not big into asking people for money because I feel like that's kind of like scammy. So if you want to, that's fine. If you don't want to, I'm not really looking forward for people to pay to watch me. If you want to contribute as a way of supporting the channel, please do. You can do that on Super Chats. There's membership. It's like $24 and stuff, but you don't have to do that. I'm really against paying and all that stuff, so I'm not even trying to promote that. But ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and enemies and comrades, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you. Renee is telling me strategy is more important than yelling in the streets respectfully. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I want to thank everybody. Renee Black, as always. Jareer, is that how you say it? JPJ, nice seeing you. Sadie's at Winfred Mweni, thank you so much. Frank Kiminda, thank you so much for being part of this. Nuro Malimadan, thank you. Timothy Chiboy, thank you so much. Everybody else who passed by and watched this video and liked and shared and subscribed, I thank you so much. If you're going to watch this on repeat, do the same. Support the channel. Let's grow. We're aiming for, well, just subscribe, like, share, comment, and all the good stuff. That's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Be safe. You're going to Mandamano tomorrow. Please be safe. Like I said, the best thing is if you're going with your friends, keep as a group. So if somebody tries to attack you, you can be safe. Carry some water, avoid confrontation with the police, all that good stuff. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Peace and blessings.